Good morning, Internet. Today is July 29th. It's Wednesday. Supernova Design Company. Jesse here. Today's focus technical data sheets. We're going blinder mode, working on that until there are clickable links on our webpage for all three types of kitchen racks. Tasks, go for a walk, technical data sheets, and then our little shop hours are going to be working on the sweeper thing arrived for the dust collection, and also we got a design figured out for the outfeed table. That was another one that was needed help. Got a beautiful saw stop, and then I had a piece of scrap clamped to the outfeed part, and then the back end was just sitting on some rollers that has a little oscillating drum sander on it, and then the thicknesser planer was also on that table. So we're going to combine storage for those two things because we moved the shop around to get some better workability. However, those things used to sit on a table that was just kind of not used for much, and those would fit perfectly under an outfeed table with a shelf on it. So we'll get a couple hours in on that one. Challenges today are coming up with daily challenges. After this project accountability thing is done, we're going to do this once a week, which I think will be easier to think of weekly challenges. Although it is kind of a good exercise to do it during each day, I think, because right after I wrote that, I came up with some actual decent challenges. I always put staying focused on here, but if you're doing a founder's sort of startup vlog, what does that mean? Like, focused on what? Don't you just... Whatever. So the things that came up to mind, three popped up right away. First is the critical path tasks, which is getting sort of your MVP out to clients and trying to sell it. And there's lots of stuff around that, but keeping focused just on those, because I've noticed for me, I get bored after a while and naturally drift away to another task that might be more fun and not critical. Examples of that are probably excessive time in the workshop, messing around with trying to get things automated. I just saw a good video on a 4-minute thing. Elon Musk was talking about his 4 principles of CEOing companies. Maybe I'll see if I could find it and post it in there. But the automation was one of the things that you do last, and so is the optimization. Basically, the first one is getting something working. Slashing as much to do as possible was the second part. And he had a 10% rule. If you're not adding 10% back, you didn't cut enough to begin with, because it's really easy just to keep adding and adding and adding. And I think I've been super guilty of that. So again, back to the critical path and staying on that. It's tough. Almost need like a maybe one day though. Some companies do invent like a sort of a shock collar for dogs for people with ADHD, and put the AI on it so it knows your task list and it actually can see when you're going off. Maybe Neuralink could do that. Speaking of Elon Musk. Other challenges to focus is all the divorce what ifs and when wills that go on during that. I kind of want to go into spreadsheet mode and start putting things in places and understanding things, or just lots of useless stuff to do there. And then the other thing, particularly challenging this month, July and August are financially a little rough. Actually, yeah, June, July, August, the summer, for some reason, everything seems to fall. The business registration happens in June. The CAD Fusion 360, formerly SketchUp, subscriptions run out. Those are kind of bigger expenses. I think the Fusion right now is in the $700 range, although it kind of works out good because there's usually a summer sale. In a way that works out good. But then also the my contracting license stuff runs out, so the bond comes due this month, and then my license gets renewed. I need to get all that work done pretty much July, beginning of July and August, because the end of August. So just the timing of stuff right now. That's it. We'll check in here in the shop. Show you some of these things I was talking about with the sweeper and the outfeed table. What is it? Wednesday, checking in, end of the day. Completed, outfeed, nothing completed today. We did make progress on a lot of things. Outfeed table, figured that out. Started gathering the materials for it. Roamed around the yard and found a bunch of old 2x4s. I think I maybe used for forms for part of the concrete fence at gates. Not the fence at gates, but for the footing. So that was kind of fun. We'll see what works from that. There's a lot of nails to pull out. Drawings, technical drawings for La Volta are done, and realized I am new, especially I was even more new back then doing the parametric, trying to utilize as much parametric of the possibilities with Fusion as possible, and there's lots of errors. I fixed a couple little ones I ran into today, added some tasks to fix more later. Hook technical drawing sheets are done. Occurred to me today, get a prenup if you ever get married. Keep it simple, figure out what makes sense, review it every 3 years. What's next? Finish up the technical data sheets. I'm doing this video now. I might finish those tonight. I'm going to go eat and then come back and work on that some more. What else? Got a doc request from the wife's lawyer, and she's about to get, or she probably got one already from mine. So things are getting, I don't know, not spicy, but things are moving. Wins cocoa teriyaki. That's what I'm having for dinner. If you're in Portland, go check them out. And then the last win, I just realized I could batch these last 5 videos. Probably work on some automated task assignment kinds of goals, projects, task reviews, and automations there. And I think keep doing this, but I'm just going to do longer weekly ones that will hopefully be a little bit more interesting, because setting up daily challenges and wins is good, and I'll keep doing it, but it tells a better story, I think, over a whole week when you could actually measure a really big chunk of something done. This daily granularity, I think, just takes too much time with all of these starting and stopping and the creating the files and the making the blah, 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 blah. Once a week, it'll be a bit more efficient, and I think it'll probably help the YouTube channel a lot. Although I'm up to 20 something viewers now, so keep going, like and subscribe. Take it easy. Good morning, Internet. Jesse here, bright and shiny. Thursday morning, Supernova Design Company, Portland, Oregon. How you doing? This is take 2. I just rambled like an idiot for a few minutes, so we're going to try and not do that twice. Today's focus is review the kitchen rack and built-in tasks, along with all the other tasks, to get kind of a big picture of where we go from here, because I think it's getting pretty close to the end, and I don't know how much slop there is in there. Get the outfeed table done. We had brought all the scrap in. I'm not going to expand on that. Once we get the big picture, I just kind of want to know where it's at, because there's some other bunch of little stuff to do today, because I think it's a great day to do that right after we finished one sort of significant task. Got a bunch of busy work. As far as busy works, we got a request for docs from Divya's attorney. I have the continuing education stuff to fulfill for my contracting license. Those guys need a fresh copy of the proof of insurance for the new session. Also, the kids' school check-in stuff, where we verify all their addresses, vaccinations, and emergency contacts. That all is available to do now. And last but not least is probably the haircut I said I was going to do last week, because the sideburns are getting pretty long and pretty gray. So that's about it. Get the big picture, knock out some little stuff, and then yeah, that's it. Challenges today, not rat holing. I think the biggest challenge will be getting the high level view, not spending more than an hour on that, getting all of the tasks cleaned up and understood, and then just knocking out all the other little things. So that's it. Later. Hello, afternoon. check in. We got a little bit of work done in the shop, and we started a little work on the computer. We had lunch. We're gonna go finish a shave and get back to the computer work. Let's quick take a look. We got the outfeed table going, and yeah, it's starting to almost look like a shop again. All right, there is our outfeed table. It's currently sitting on top of the table saw, but it's gonna go where all outfeed tables go. Silly thing to be telling folks, but right back here we're gonna put 2 shelves on either side of the dust collector there. One shelf to hold our little drum sander and thicknesser. We're gonna put some short shelves up top. We have a few pack outs laying around with washers, screws. That one has kitchen rack parts, so that'd be a good spot to keep those. We might even just make a whole bank of them on this side. I'm not too sure. I don't want to be making this into a week-long project. We could finish this up tonight or tomorrow for sure. That's about it. There's a quick little drawings. Got a little scratch paper. Kids don't use all their notebooks over the school year, so Dad absorbs them to the workshop because Dad loves scratch paper. All right, real quick, we got our dust collection going on. I swept a bunch of hair and some shavings into here. So let's watch this. I haven't actually used this yet in this form where I filled it up with stuff and turned it on. There we go. Let's go close this other one. Still learning new operations. Really loving this one here. Everything we've been cutting, we don't have any fancy shrouds around this, but that thing pulls enough air that I'm not really seeing any dust. It all just kind of bounces back there and goes in. Anyway, let's try this again. Ow. All right, 3. Sorry about the poor lighting. We haven't got our lights hooked back up yet. Let's see how it goes. Very cool. All right, so that's it. Now we're headed back in the house to clean up our task list, do some legal garbage, and maybe take some continuing ed classes. And I'd like to head back out here and get another couple hours to get this outfeed table back onto the right side of the table saw instead of on top of it. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's go. All right, let's close out the day we are recording. All right, what do we do? Let's get rid of this. Okay, completed. We didn't complete the outfeed table, but we did complete the top. We cleaned up all the kitchen rack readiness. Still sounds weird. Tasks. Lessons today. Take notes. Stay organized. Catch up sucks. I think the notes is the part that helped on the kitchen rack readiness tasks. What other lessons? 2 weeks is a long time for a grandmother to watch a 10 and a 12-year-old. They had their first fight there today. It was kind of concerning to hear, but normal life. I don't know if that 2 weeks is too long for Gam Gam or too long for a dad to not see his little ones. I miss you, little suckers. Love you if you're watching. Get the outfeed table done. That'll definitely happen tomorrow. I'm going to go work on that here in a minute. A little bit more tonight. Request for docs from the lawyer to the continuing ed for the contracting license, the insurance for the contracting license, and the kids' school check-in verification for this year. That's what's next. Wins today. The kitchen rack path is clear. More complicated in actually execution and doing those, but the process is a bit simpler, and I'm familiar with it. Other wins today, we got some healthy groceries. So that's good. Now we got to eat them and work on this. All right, Thursday, checking out. Have a good night. All right, good morning and happy Friday, Internet or YouTube, wherever you might be seeing this. Today's focus, Jesse Supernova Design Company. Here we are, bright and shiny, a little after 7. Let's see, we got the right one here. We sure do. All right, today's focus is keep the 4 W's habit, wake, walk, water, workshop. Then after that, start with the worst tasting tasks first. We yesterday got the feeling happy about where the next steps are for Supernova, but we also got a giant list of, I don't know, required work that sucks, I guess. Annoying, not that sucks. Work is work. Keep a positive attitude, right? Outfeed table, that's one of the nice parts. The least tasty thing, there's the continuing ed stuff for the contracting license and insurance there. Kids school check-in, that's usually a pretty quick 30-minute task. Happy Friday. Hello, Friday afternoon. Here we are in the workshop. Gonna give you a quick. We got the outfeed table just about done. Most of the legs are in. Starting to look a lot like a spider. We still got to do the shells, but we're gonna flip it over and work around the dust collection. Besides that, we also made a big box run and got some parts to update the, not update, but we're gonna move the router table, oops, a little far away. Or we're gonna scooch it a little bit. So the previous experiment we wanted to run with the vacuum hose and the silicone it into these holes, never got to get tested. Anyway, let's take a look. So here it is, upside down. That will flip, which we're gonna scooch so that it lines up with the end of the SawStop's dust collection. There, it was just a little bit in, but if I made it go a little bit out, I wouldn't have had to cut these. So we're gonna scoot it out, but then you move it out, and cause and effect would have it the vacuum port for that one didn't quite reach with the old 2, which is around here somewhere. I don't know. So that's it. The dust collection is working good, although it is so nice though not to be tripping around the hose. So that's it. What's left today? Probably come back in here. It's pretty hot. It's 90 degrees out here in Portland. Gonna go upload some docs for the lawyers and maybe hop back in here later tonight. We'll see how that goes. It's Friday. I don't know what that means anymore. That's it. I hope you're watching. One more quick thing. I don't know if anybody noticed. I didn't make a deal out of it, but if you ever need some quick leveling for your feet, nothing I would use in fine furniture, mind you. But if you got some man, it is hot in here, huh? If you have some shop tables or whatever, and you don't want to get the wobble out because this floor is hard to tell. Oops, but it is very uneven. It's like a roof pitch almost. Anyway, check this out. So, where's it at? Focus, mister. There, I got some lag bolts. Drill them the right size, and I'm on. And you got very adjustable little feet. But for something quick and dirty. All right, Friday evening check-in. It is 10:35 somehow. What do we get done today? Let's take a look. Today's review. Cleaned up all the built-in pre-mess and updated some custom instructions. AI is writing a technical. I don't know what. I know what that means. The task list for the built-ins, everything we need to get that business process working, has been cleaned up. So is the kitchen rack stuff. So those guys are all lined up. And there's also a couple clear initial marketing tasks. So we have a very clear path to getting out in front of customers. Lessons. Sometimes, I got this today. Sometimes let's chat with my mom and going over things and dealing with whatever. And sometimes all you can do is keep your head up and just keep working. Reminded me of Anna from Frozen on the second one, where there's that song about doing the next right thing. And that's it. What's next? More lawyer docs. We'll get those done tomorrow. Probably, tonight I'm tired of doing them. I'm going to do 2 more little batches of things, and that's done. Wins today. It's just busy all day. Got lots of little things done. And Oh, the outfeed table. We showed you some pictures of that. That guy's just about ready to go. We picked up the rest of the parts to hook the dust collection back up for the router, which would be a whole lot easier to do without that table on top of it. So we'll get that knocked out tomorrow or something. That's it. Another week done, sort of. Later. All right, Jesse here, Supernova Design Company. Happy August 2nd. It's Sunday. Let's get started for the day. Today's focus is done. It's Sunday. I'm not trying to have focus. I look forward to making interesting videos, not this daily grindy ones, but it's done a great job of building the habit. So I'm grateful. Maybe do some yard work. That actually sounds like the most enjoyable to do on a cloudy Sunday. Challenges today. It's Sunday. I'm taking it easy. That's it. See you later. Yep. Sunday check-in. We are finishing up here in the shop for today. It's 4. The water got drank a long time ago. Let's do a quick checkup. I meant to get the outfeed table done. Oops. Trying to get the outfeed table was one of the must-dos today, but we got a little bit delayed messing around with the exhaust. All right, so it is in place. But anyway, we got all of the dust collection done down here. And everything is working okay. So yeah, that's it. Next step is just to get the shelves built under here for our jointer, and the drum sander will sit right in this space here. So we got a few options. Definitely build that shelf for the dust, for the drum sander and the flatnesser or the thicknesser. And I think that's about it. That's it. We're gonna go get some breakfast. Breakfast tacos at 4:30 in the afternoon. Get working on lawyer docs. Yay! So happy when that's done. Finishing up Sunday. It is 10:37. Let's take a look. Completed today. Router and table saw dust collection got done. Done. We got the outfeed table flipped over. We just got to make the shelves. Yep, just the shelves now. Downloaded over 150 bank statements today. I think 168 was the total. Lessons today: divorce is ugly, even when it's not an ugly divorce. Although me and Div did fight a little this morning, but got over it quick. What's next? Kids are coming home tomorrow. And besides that, just just keep on with all the W's. Walking, water, workshop, working on this stuff. Yes. Wins. Kids are home tomorrow, so excited for that. The last win, I think, is getting this job thing going because it makes sense from a survival standpoint if the business doesn't take off. But it also turns it into a bit more of a race between, I've asked the AI to figure out what I qualify for based on 15 years engineering experience. And so it's applying for good jobs that if I got an offer of what I'm asking for, I would most definitely, probably, maybe, I'd definitely take it. But that being the case, it makes the desire to get out in front of customers and actually test this thing just more exciting. It's fun. That's it. See you tomorrow. Good morning, universe. Jesse here, Supernova Design Company startup vlog. This is project accountability number 40. So this is the final intro to one of these project accountability videos. It's pretty exciting. I love seeing that big old log over there of these. Let's get going. Today's focus is getting back into kid flow mode. The kiddos come back today. Go pick them up at the airport in about 2 hours. Tasks: get the outfeed table shelves done. If I could get that done before the kiddos come, that would be great. If not, whatever. Finish up the divorce docs. I think I have four rows left, 4 things to do. All the big stuff. I'm trying not to swear. All the statements are done. Anyway, challenges. Kids are back. There's still 4 people in the house. It's awkward, but the kids are a great distraction, which is not good for getting work done, but they're my kids, and I would love that distraction any day of the week. Other challenges I had: a strong pull from moving from Notion from Notion to Obsidian. I'm afraid to get Evernoted um, from Notion. I'm on the free plan. What happened with Notion is the free plan shrunk and shrunk till it wasn't useful. Then I got the paid plan, and then like a miracle, the prices rose, and the quality of the thing seemed to drop. And then they made it incredibly hard to cancel. I don't even know how I even canceled. I tried everything online, sent multiple emails, never heard anything. It just sort of magically stopped. Really, really annoying. And Obsidian is nice. It's an free open source community supported thing. It just does not as pretty. Doesn't have all the cool front end type tools, but I think it might work. And the last challenge I had on there was keeping the momentum for making videos. I have a queue and a bunch of stuff I've shot. I've always, not always, I certainly am now trying to keep focus on getting in front of clients, getting the floor models done, getting all the basic systems created as simply and as scalable as possible. But down the road, I just enjoy making videos and sharing. I think once this company gets rolling, we'll have a good message. And also, YouTube monetization is a real thing, although I think my niche might be too small, but who knows? Rumor has it YouTube's trying to promote smaller channels, and I've heard of folks with, what would that be, 5-digit number followers still making a pretty good living just off of YouTube money, which isn't, I don't want to make my sole income there. I really like working with people and making things and producing something, some positive change in the world, and not just to be a content creator. Not that a lot of those guys aren't doing good, but I like making stuff and working with people and seeing that face-to-face type of improvement and happiness. And that's it for challenges, tasks, and focus for the last time for project accountability. I'm gonna try and produce something about once a week. I think it's a nicer cadence to shoot a bunch of videos and to sit and edit and the opening files and closing files and moving files. Even with the level of automation I have now, it's still kind of a pain. Anyway, later, let's go. Hello, internet. Finishing up PA40. What did we get done today? Outfeed table. Is this making sound? Yep. Outfeed table level and attached. The shelf's made. I didn't get a chance to screw it in because the kids got hungry. Lessons today. There's lots of stuff around this house that, never mind, we're going to skip that. Lessons today. There's no lessons today. What's next? Outfeed table. The miter slots cut. So that's miter slots and the thing still work on the table saw. Screw the shelf down, clean up the shop, and then confirm market research probably be the next tasks. Wins, we're still moving, still making progress, still busy, still moving forward. That's it. Thought I was going to make some long video and do a retrospective of this whole project, but nope, done.